Tonight on the scorecard, in the Cubs offensive section, not so much for the Indians. Chris Coghlan keeps leading off innings with hits.
Hello guys, it's Steve. Sorry, I was watching the TV for a sec. I'm watching the Cubs game against the Indians. The Cubs are beating the Indians 10-0, but it's gonna be a rant. I got requested to do this rant, so I'm going to do it. If I got steak stuck in my teeth, I'm sorry. I'm eating steak, but it's gonna be a rant about people staring at you. Now, I hate when people stare at me. Don't you guys hate when people stare at you? I mean, if it's a look or whatever, like somebody looks at you for like a second, that's fine. We all do it. Sometimes we do it on accident, or we just look around, we see a person. We don't, stare at them. If you stare at them for more than 2 seconds, that's staring. But if you just look at them for maybe a second and then you move your head, you're not really staring at them. But I don't like when people stare at me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Remember I was at the park or whatever. I'll tell you 2 stories. I was at the park a week ago, just on the swings. And while I was on the swings, this stupid little 2-year-old, he kept on staring at me. I'm swinging, he's just standing there. He was like this. He was like, okay, so I was on the swing. I can't demo that, me on the swing, because I don't got a swing. And this kid was he was like this.
Essentially merged with the North Stars. The North Stars survived, the Barons did not.
It's and I'm just thinking to myself, what the hell are you staring at, kid? What the hell are you staring at? Why are you staring at me? God, why are you fucking staring at me? Look the other way. Go play on the... What, do you want to go on the swings? There's another swing over here. There was an empty swing, too. If you wanted to go on the swing, you could have went, so... couldn't be staring at me. Some kids do that because they want to go on, and they stare at you all pissed off. Oh, I want to go on the swing. But, go play. Get on this swing or go play on the slides or the fucking... the monkey bars or do that stuff. Don't stare at me. I don't like that.
Feeling a strange sense of deja vu.
Another time. I remember I was at Dunkin' Donuts. This was a month ago. I was at Dunkin' Donuts getting donuts because it was a huge line because people ordered the damn coffee. It was in the morning time. I just wanted to get some donuts for breakfast. So I was in line. This little girl in line. She was ahead of me with her mommy. Oh, no double play. Good. But she was in line with her mommy, and this girl, she kept on staring at me. She was she turned around and she was literally staring at me. She had her head up and she was staring at me I was in line. Okay, that's the counter and this is line. I'm in line just standing here waiting for my waiting for my donuts for my turn, okay? And so this little girl ahead of me, she was like this.
RBI triple and a run in the second, RBI single and a run in the third, and a strike call. Assistant General Manager Randy Bush is on the trip. I asked Randy.
Well, and it's just and I was just looking at her back, what the hell are you looking at? Don't stare at me. I don't, why are you staring at me? Is there something wrong with me? When somebody stares at me, it makes me feel something's wrong with me, maybe I got something on my face? I got something on my face? I look weird? Why are you staring at me? Don't stare at me! God! And when people stare at you, they could also be making fun of you, I could be standing right here, and there could be a group of people, they're making fun of you too. Say you're standing here or whatever, and there's people over there, okay? Let's just say people are over there. And them and their friends, they're staring at you and they stare at you and they point at you, that means they could be making fun of you. Like, you're over here, hey, let's stare at him, look at him, he's a fag, look at him, he's a fag, he's ugly, look, he looks like a faggot, you know? And I see them staring at me and they're pointing at me, that means they're making fun of you, you know? I remember another time, back in like my freshman year of high school, I was like sitting at a table and this girl, she was like at the table all the way over there and she was staring at me. She looked fucking creepy and shit. I'm like sitting here and this girl, she just kept staring at me. I'm like here and I literally, she was staring at me with really big eyes. Like I was here and she was like this.
Back over the shoulder. Well done.
Non-stop. And I'm like, I got creeped out. So I put my head down for a minute, a couple minutes, and then I stood up, and she was still staring at me with big eyes. What? What are you staring at? Why are you staring at me? Am I attractive to you? Is there something on my face? Do I look weird? You know?
Trailing early at home against the Pirates 3-0.
God, I hate when people do that. And when I make a video, like make a vlog outside, like going, you know, you see my vlogs sometimes. When I make a vlog or whatever, some people stare at me. They stare at me because I got a camera or whatever in my hand. They're like, why does he have a camera? Look at him. He's making a video. Let's stare at him. Another time people stare at you. Like, say for instance, you're in school, you're in class or whatever. Like, you're late for class. You walk into the classroom late. You know what everybody does? Hey, he's late. Let's stare at him. You know, they always stare at me when I'm late. You know, when I walk in the classroom late, everybody stares at me. I don't like having eyes upon me. Even class presentations, I fucking hate class presentations because that one reason. People stare at you. I'm up there, all shaky and nervous, and everyone sitting at their desk staring at me, even the teacher. You know, I hate that. I don't like being stared at. You know, again, if it's a quick look, fine, that's fine, we all do that, but if it's staring at you, I mean, people stare at you, like I said, one reason could be, you could be attractive, you know, say there's a pretty girl, I mean, we all, say there's a pretty girl or whatever, you're gonna stare at her, oh, she's so pretty, and you just stare at her. I will admit, I do that, I've done that before, I've stared at pretty girls, and that's natural. You know, and a girl sees a cute guy, she'll do the same thing. You know, you got a crush, and I mean that's understandable. I get it, we all do that, but at the same time, you know, I don't like being stared at.
A better view of your surroundings.
I don't like being stared at.
Great weekend.
It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Best-selling compact SUV.
It just makes me really, really, really uncomfortable.
Chicagoland in Northwest Indiana.
You know, when people stare at me, it makes me feel I have no privacy. I don't got any privacy. Another reason people stare at me sometimes, you know, when I'm in class, thank God I don't gotta deal with that anymore. I graduated high school like a month ago. But when I'm in like class or whatever, and the teacher is like picking on students to say the answer, like, hey, what's the 33rd president of the United States? Steve! What's the answer? And once he calls my name, you know what everybody does? They turn their head and they stare at me. I'm like, the people in front of me, they turn their head to look at me. The people next to me turns around and look at me. The other person next to me turns around and look at me. The person in front of me, behind me, stares at me. The person all the way on the other side of the classroom, they stare at me. You know, I remember that happened to me back in my senior year of high school. Back in October or whatever. I was like, my math teacher, he called me, he's like, I don't know, he called my name to answer a math question or whatever. and this girl next to me, she was staring at me, and I got the answer wrong, and 5 seconds after I got the answer wrong, she was still staring at me. What? You know, God, I don't even do that when people answer a question. When the teacher calls on somebody else, I don't stare at them. I just I don't stare at them. I look at my desk, down at my desk, or my, you know.
Did you hear what happened? The bullpen phone? They tried to call the bullpen to get somebody up.
Well, you know, I hate when people stare at me. God, I hate it. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Hang on, we're done. We got nothing left down here.
Other places people stare at you. I don't know. I can't think of any more.
Very embarrassing situation. Ruben Amaro Jr., the GM, said, quote, it's a mishap.
I don't fucking know.
Can never happen again.
You know, there's gonna be a rant. You know, stop staring at me. What are you looking at? I gotta burp, but I can't. Oh, you guys are staring at me right now, but this is in a video. You're not staring at me in person.
Called on Russell.
That's fine. I don't mind you staring at me in my videos. Like, you're watching my video and you're staring at me. I don't mind that, but I'm talking about in person. Because obviously you guys are staring at me because I'm in your computer. I'm in your computer screen or your phone screen or your tablet screen in the video you're watching. But, yeah. I'm talking about in person. I also hate when people stare at me while I'm eating. That's the worst. When I'm eating, oh God, I don't like when people stare at me while I'm eating, especially at restaurants. You know, I'm eating at a restaurant and there are people there. They stare at you eating. Why are you staring at me while I'm eating? I really hate that. I remember as a little kid, we would eat dinner or whatever. Me and my dad or whatever. My dad would stare at me eating. So what I would do, I would take a cereal box and I would put it there to block his eyes from me. I did not want him to stare at me, so I'd block his eyes with a cereal box. But, yeah. I really hate when people stare at me. Don't stare at me. Look at something else. I really hate it, but, you know, if you're gonna stare at somebody, why don't you get a mirror and stare at yourself? Stare at yourself in the mirror. Yeah, good idea. Do that instead of staring at other people. And again, if it's because... Again, the only acceptable reason, like I said, is because, if there's a cute guy or a cute girl, and you see them and you stare at them, you can't get your eyes off them because they're fucking attractive. And I'll admit, I've done that before. Like, I went my sophomore year, I stared at this one girl or whatever because she was so pretty. And she saw me and she yelled at me for staring at her. She was so pretty. That's the only acceptable reason I'll give it to you. But other than that, if it's for other reasons, don't stare at me, okay? Don't do that. I'm going to end this video. Enjoy the rest of the Cubs versus the Cleveland Indians game, two of my favorite baseball teams, and I'm going to watch it and upload this video, edit it, and my next rant or video, I don't know when will be, probably do another one, don't know when, don't really plan making, I don't make plans, I just do it out of nowhere, but this was a request, so I'm going to do it, so see you later guys, goodbye.